Pleasure to introduce Mario Pyle to you today. Mr. Pyle is one of our many great and wonderful staff members who have worked at IDYCA. Mario has one son, Malachi, who is his heart and soul. Mario has worked with Idaho Youth for 7 years, 3 years at Juvenile Corrections in Napa, and 4 years with IDYCA. Mario has a passion for serving Idaho's youth and currently serves in several roles in his local community whose missions involve serving Idaho's youth. Mario has served 15 years active duty and Air National Guard. Mario loves speaking with youth. Some of Mario's other speaking and teaching engagements have included presenter of the Idaho Council Against Sexual and Domestic Violence Conference, presenter at the Hispanic Youth Symposium, and presenter at the Idaho Juvenile Justice Association Conference. It is my honor to invite to the podium my good friend, Mr. Mario Pyle.
She's definitely too kind. Thank you, Mr. Sparrow, for writing that. I want to greet Lieutenant Governor Brad Little, Brigadier General Garshak, and all our distinguished guests, and to the families and friends and the mentors here, greetings and welcome to such a wonderful event. Also want to say thank you to my staff and the staff that I get the pleasure of working with, not necessarily directly, but indirectly, but they make my job so much easier as admissions counselor. Many of these kids, I have the joy of interviewing you. And one of them that I remember interviewing at his house, when I interviewed him, he basically told me, hell no, I'm not going to your program. And that was one of the kids who got a scholarship. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. I remember sitting in his living room and he was completely adamant that I was out of my mind, that there's no way I'm going away for 5.5 months, and it lifts my spirits. And it encourages me to do the job that I do. And I can't say these enough wonderful things about these young people, because I see them when they come to me broken, hurting, and just hoping that there's a chance that they can change. My job today is as the keynote speaker, is to motivate these young people. And I saw a real quick quote that people say that motivation doesn't work because it doesn't last. But the person said, neither does baths. But we do it every day, so you need motivation every single day. So I don't do this to say, use this to carry on for the rest of your life, but you're gonna have to do what you need to motivate yourself every single day. This class did something that was pretty spectacular that I didn't know that was gonna be done. You guys did a tree. You painted a tree in the hallway, right? You guys can shake your heads, it's okay, I promise. You won't get in trouble. No push-ups right now. And on that tree, it mentioned something about a seed, that an acorn has to crack for a seed to take, right? You guys can shake your head, yeah. And so I have a seed. I have a seed to give you. And one thing that is always nerve-wracking as a speaker is that technically, people never remember your name. They don't remember what you look like, but they remember that one thing that made them laugh or that one thing that struck their heart, and they held tight to that. And so I want to leave you with this seed, because this seed is the seed that I believe will be significantly influential as you push on through life. You are loved. And there's 3 specific reasons why, and I'll be very quick with these, but there's 3 specific reasons why you are loved is so important to hold on to when you leave today. I'm not talking about think about this tomorrow or next week. Hold on to this. The first reason is because it's the truth. And imagine if you replaced all the lies that you tell yourself every day with this truth: you are loved. Imagine what you would be able to accomplish in your life. Imagine the places you could go. And imagine the things you could do if you replaced "I am loved" with the lies that you tell yourself. Second reason, Dr. King had a quote that says, "Only in the darkness can you see the stars." And while you're at the academy, you have these successes and people are encouraging you. And I am here to tell you that life is definitely difficult. And many of you know that even when you're doing the right thing, hard times will come. And in the midst of those hard times, I know for myself, it was knowing that I was loved that got me through those very difficult times. And those times that you think I'm doing all the right things and man, bad stuff just keeps happening to me, and you're gonna wanna fall back into some of those old habits because it's gonna be easy. Because it's so interesting how when you're going through difficult times, those old friends show up. Those old thoughts pop back up. And in those times, you need to remind yourself, I am loved and I deserve more than going back to alcohol or going back to drugs or just being the old person that I am. I loved, I deserve better. And the third reason, I had a friend 17 years ago, Justin Johnson. I made a change in my life, and I ran into him at the barbershop, and I hadn't seen him in a while. And we were talking, and you know what, young folks? I got scared to tell him the changes I made in my life. I got scared. And the reason I got scared is because I looked up to Justin. He was a childhood friend, but he was the cool guy. He was the one that had it all together. And so I kept my mouth shut and I went on about my way. I went to work that day. When I got home after a long day of work, my mother told me to sit down. Justin was shot 6 times, and his so-called friends left him to die in his car. It broke my heart because I had an opportunity to tell a very good friend that he was loved and that I cared about him. And I vowed that I would not waste another day telling somebody I love, somebody I care about, that they're loved. So I'm here to tell you, you are loved. I don't care what lies you may be telling yourself, but you are loved. You came to us as at-risk youth, and I'm telling you today, you're people of a promise and you're people of a hope. Now, I need you guys to do one thing with me, and I need you to listen very intently, okay? I want you guys to repeat. First, hear it. I will. Because I'm loved. Now I need you to stand up. And with everything in you, I want you guys to shout with me. I will. I will. Because I'm loved. Because I'm loved. I will. I will. Because I'm loved. Because I'm loved. I will. I will. Because I'm loved. Because I'm loved. And my final thought, now go water that seed.